Listening Library presents An Immense World, Young Reader's Edition. How Animals Sense Earth's Amazing Secrets by Ed Yong. Read for you by Rose Eveleth. 2 typo. A very good boy. A note from the author. As I write these words, I can see my dog Typo sniffing his way around the living room, and I wonder what he's smelling that my nose can't detect. I see a butterfly flitting about the flowers in the front yard, and I wonder what colors it sees that my eyes miss. I hear house finches singing to each other, and I wonder what qualities they hear in their songs that my ears don't pick up. Since writing this book, I think about questions like this all the time. I know that every animal perceives the world in a completely different way than I do. I understand that even in the most everyday spaces, my house or my neighborhood, there are hidden treasures that I miss, and that even familiar creatures can detect. Knowing this makes me feel small and humble, but also part of something grand and extraordinary. I feel like I've been told the most incredible secrets about the world. I want to share those secrets with you. I want to tell you about the amazing things that other animals sense in the world around us. I want you to reconsider everything you thought you knew about the senses and how they work. I want to take you on an epic journey, not to far-off places, but to the other realms that were under our noses, and ears, and eyes, and fingertips, all this time. Welcome to an immense world. Introduction. An incredible voyage. Imagine an elephant in a room. Make it a big room. Let's say your school gym. You're there with the elephant, and so are a mouse, a robin, and a rattlesnake. An owl perches on the basketball hoop. A bat hangs upside down from the ceiling. A spider sits in a corner on its web. A mosquito buzzes by. Don't worry about how all these animals got here, or who's going to clean up after them. Instead, think about how you and these animals perceive one another. The elephant raises its trunk. The rattlesnake flicks out its tongue, and the mosquito's antennae twitch. They all look like they're doing very different things. But in fact, all 3 are smelling. The mosquito catches a whiff of the scent of your skin and lands on your arm for a bite. You swat it away, and your slap startles the mouse, which squeaks in alarm. That squeak is very high-pitched, and while the bat can hear it, you, and the elephant, cannot. To you, there is only silence. Meanwhile, the elephant makes its own sound, a deep rumble that is too low-pitched for your ears, or the bat's. You can only feel its vibrations, and so can the rattlesnake through its sensitive belly. You can hear the robin's song, but your hearing is too slow to pick up every note. Then you look at the robin. Its chest looks red to you, but not to the elephant, which sees only blues and yellows. To the robin itself, its chest blazes with ultraviolet, a color that it, and the owl, can see, but that you cannot. And you see even less when the lights go out. You walk forward, reaching out with your arms to feel for obstacles. The mouse does the same with its sensitive whiskers, which it sweeps back and forth as it skitters between your feet. These footsteps are too faint for your ears, but the owl hears them easily and swoops in. The rattlesnake can also sense the mouse in the darkness by detecting the infrared radiation coming off the creature's warm body. The rattlesnake strikes out and collides with the swooping owl. All of this goes unnoticed by the spider. It can't see or hear very well. The spider cares most about the vibrations that move along its web. When the mosquito lands and gets stuck, the spider senses its struggles and moves in. But as the spider attacks, so does the bat. It makes high-pitched calls as it flies, and listens for the returning echoes. This ability, a kind of sonar, lets the bat find the spider and pluck it from the web, even in the dark. As the bat eats, the robin can feel a strange pull. It senses Earth's magnetic field, even from inside the gym, as if it has a compass inside its head. The robin turns due south and escapes through an open window. The robin leaves behind one elephant, one bat, one rattlesnake, one slightly ruffled owl, one fortunate mouse, and you. Phew. In this story, you share the same space as the other creatures in the gym, but each of you experiences your environment in wildly different ways. This is true for the planet's billions of animal species. Earth is full of sights and textures, sounds and vibrations, smells and tastes, electric and magnetic fields. But every animal can tap into only some of these things. Even different people sense the world differently. For some, red and green look the same. For others, body odor smells like vanilla. Some people love cilantro, but for others, it tastes like soap. This is because each of us, and each creature on Earth, is enclosed in a unique sensory bubble. Each of us perceives just a tiny sliver of an immense world. There's even a word to describe this sensory bubble: Umwelt. It comes from the German word for environment. In 1909, a zoologist named Jakob von Uexküll started using the word in a special way to describe the part of an animal's surroundings that it can sense and experience. Your Umwelt could be completely different from that of another animal that's standing right next to you. A tick, which is a small, blood-sucking creature, has a very narrow Umwelt. It can detect body heat, the touch of hair, and the chemicals that come off our skin. It doesn't know about all the colors and sounds we can sense. To a tick, these parts of the world don't exist. Even though our Umwelt is wider than a tick's, it is also limited. It just doesn't feel that way. It's all that we know, so we make the mistake of thinking it's all that there is to know. You can't sense the electric fields that sharks and platypuses can. You can't feel the magnetic fields that robins and sea turtles detect. You can't hear the highest calls that rodents make or the lowest ones that elephants or whales do. You can't see the infrared radiation that rattlesnakes detect or the ultraviolet light that birds and bees can sense. But that doesn't mean these things aren't there. Even when an animal shares the same senses as we have, its Umwelt can be very different. There are animals that can hear sounds in what seems to us like silence. There are animals that can see colors in what looks to us like darkness. There are animals with ears on their knees, noses on their limbs, and tongues all over their skin. There are animals that can see with their entire body. An animal's senses are always tuned to its needs. They capture information that's important to the animal, while filtering out everything it doesn't need to know about. This is why every animal has an Umwelt. No creature needs to sense everything, and no creature does. This is also why trying to step into another animal's Umwelt is such a magical act. Our senses give us what we need to know. We have to choose to learn about the rest. Ed's Field Notes. Animal, treehopper. Location, Panamanian rainforest. One morning, two scientists, Mike Ryan and Rex Cockcroft, hiked into the rainforest. They were looking for tiny insects called treehoppers. These creatures communicate by sending vibrations through the stems and leaves of plants. Humans can't hear these messages, but a small microphone can convert them to sounds. Cockcroft spotted a shrub and turned over a few leaves, uncovering a mother treehopper and her babies. He clipped a microphone to the plant, handed Ryan some headphones, and told him to listen. Then he flicked the leaf,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?